What I realized about my life is that anytime I saw someone living their purpose, there was a part of me that woke up. There was a part of me that wanted some of what they had. Even going back to my kindergarten teacher, she had that much impact on me that for years I thought I wanted to be a school teacher. But then I realized that that was not
your purpose.
Only
No.
the strong survive.
Yes, that is true.
And so, but I can remember looking at the lives of a plethora of people thinking, wow, they know exactly what they are here for. They know exactly what their purpose is. And so for many years, I was searching and have tried a ton of different things. And I know that all of that has brought me to this place that I am right now. So for me, there has been this weaving of my life that has really unfolded into something beautiful when I stopped looking at other people and started paying attention to my own life.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us for another episode in our series that we're doing called The Power of One. So with me is one of my very dear friends. We go a long way back.
We do.
A long way back, Tawana. And I'm going to let Tawana do her introductions and tell you all about her. And as I've said a few times on this podcast, I didn't ask Tawana ahead of time what her Power of One story was. So I get to discover it just like you do. So Tawana, take it out.
Thank you. I'm Tawana Thulis, and we met doing something that I absolutely enjoy, which is personal development.
Amen.
That's also where I met my husband, my best friends.
I like him too.
I know.
Yeah,
we'll keep him. He's pretty.
Don't tell him that. So don't let him listen to this part.
I know.
Right,
he's pretty cool. And so I have done a lifetime of developing, healing, and that's one of the things that I love the most. In June the 1st, I retired from Rolls-Royce after 30 years.
Good for you.
Yes. It was one of the greatest things that I've done for myself because it gave me gave me my time back. Mm-hmm. So I'm very, very happy about that. And I'm excited to be on the podcast. I do some coaching and speaking, so this was right up my alley to spend some time with you today.
Aw, she's underselling. I remember that leadership stuff, which has, again, been a lifetime ago.
Yeah, for sure.
It has truly been a lifetime ago. And I remember meeting her thinking, boy, is there someone, and you said something to me that I'll bet you don't remember saying, that I give the best hugs.
Oh my gosh, yes!
Yes. My heart has a special place for Tawana.
Yes. And I don't remember specifically what you said to me, but you spoke something into me that helped a very important relationship that I was having with my mom that helped me to heal that. And so I'm so grateful.
Good. Okay, so
yes.
The power of one.
Yes.
What?
So purpose.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so what I realized about my life is that anytime I saw someone living their purpose, there was a part of me that woke up. There was a part of me that wanted some of what they had.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because even going back to my kindergarten teacher, Miss Walton, I felt like that was her purpose. And I, just a couple of weeks ago, listen, I'm 57.
I never believed that.
Miss Walton, years and years ago, but I was like, I wonder if I could find her. Of course, I knew I couldn't find her, but she had that much impact on me, that for years I thought I wanted to be a school teacher.
You would have been a great school teacher.
But then I realized that was not
your purpose.
Only the strong survive.
Yes, that is true.
And so, but I can remember looking at the lives of a plethora of people thinking, wow, they know exactly what they are here for. They know exactly what their purpose is.
Unapologetically.
Yeah. And so for many years, I was searching and have tried a ton of different things. And I know that all of that has brought me to this place that I am right now. And so for me, there has been this weaving of my life that has really unfolded into something beautiful when I stopped looking at other people and started paying attention to my own life.
Thanks so much for joining the Tools for Success podcast. Every school faces challenges, things like disengaged students, overwhelmed teachers, and leaders stretched far too thin. At Tools for Success, we've been there too. Our team of licensed administrators and former teachers partner with schools to turn those challenges into growth. Through tailored professional development, we help teachers build confidence, leaders feel supported, and students thrive. Because at the end of the day, student success is what matters most. It starts with just one conversation. Schedule your complimentary consultation at toolsforsuccessindy.com. Now, back to our podcast.
Ooh.
Yeah, because there were lots of people that I was looking at as they were walking in, stepping into their purpose.
If I do it their way, if I do it their way.
Oh, look at how they did it.
Right, so if I just do that.
Let me try it.
Right.
Let me see if that works.
And then it failed.
It never did.
Because it was never your purpose.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so really taking some time, I always say, are you too busy living your life that you're not paying attention to your life? Because there's so much information in your life that leads you to the next step. Mm-hmm. And so it's really been my greatest love story to me in honoring my life, my choices, the choices that didn't work out so well, my mistakes. I always talk about being curious. If it doesn't work, what can I glean from that?
That's right.
What's the lesson in it not working?
That's right.
And so that, for me, it loosens up some of the tension and the stress about
I messed that up.
About the failure, about it not working, so that I can get the lesson.
How would you suggest someone who's listening to this understand even what their purpose is without finding it in somebody else's purpose? Because I think you hit on something, Tawana, so seriously that I think especially as women, we look at what the world tells us is a perfect mother, and we model that. When we will never be that kind of mother. Or, gosh, let's not even get started in body image. On what's the perfect size, or the perfect color, or the perfect tone, or the perfect whatever. And then we model our, we define success by money. So if I just follow their path and do what they did, I'll have it. So how would you speak into someone who's listening to this podcast that says, I hear you, I believe you, I believe the power of one purpose is everything, but how do I know what mine is?
Yeah, and so there's a couple of different things. So first, I want to speak to something that you said. And I think for years, people have looked at me and my size and thought whatever they thought.
That's right. Me too, sister.
You know what I'm saying?
Too.
And so what they don't know is that for years, I hated that I was so skinny. Because I got teased so bad that I can remember being, I don't want to say teenager, maybe I would say young adult, maybe early 20s, drinking Ensure shakes.
To try to put on weight?
Yeah, because I grew up in the era of you wanted to be a brick house. 36, 24, 36.
I remember that. I remember that.
You know what I'm saying?
A brick house.
I was not that. I was not that.
I had that in extra. So what
you know, but you know what? People think that,
And who says that? Right.
You know, and so it's very important for people to understand that we all have a thing
That's it.
that we're working
That's
through,
it.
trying to move past. From now, it took me a long time to realize this is how God made me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is how I'm supposed to be. But for years, I was wearing baggy clothes and trying to, leggings and jeans on top of it. You know what I'm saying? Because
To try to be something you weren't.
because I had let the thoughts of other people into me. And so that's one of the things that I want to say is really getting to the point where you can appreciate you, how you are, how you look, how you think, how you act. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Just appreciating you, because especially as it relates to purpose, we all have a tribe. And your tribe can only be attracted to you when
Because
you are being you. Anything else is inauthentic. It's not going to
And
last.
people
They're
smell
not.
inauthenticity
Absolutely.
in a minute.
And so a quick story. So for years, I'm a giver, an overgiver, an oversharer, yes, I'll do it. And so for years, I thought people really didn't know me. What I realized is that I did not really know me. And so people could not connect with me because who was that?
Oh my gosh.
And so I think a lot of times people, even as it relates to your purpose, people are looking out there for it. And
To
really
define
it's in here. Mm-hmm. It is you, me, looking at my life and thinking about what is it that people ask my help with? What is it that I love doing that I can do in my sleep? Mm-hmm. Now, that may not be the thing that you want to do, but it's going to lead you in the direction. And what I implore everyone to do is start paying attention. When you are happy or filled with joy, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Thanks for being a part of the Tools for Success podcast. At Tools for Success, we believe every student deserves a classroom where learning thrives. That's why we partner with schools to equip teachers and administrators with practical, research-based professional development that makes a real difference. From mastering classroom management to building data-driven strategies, our programs empower educators with tools and confidence to transform challenges into success. The result? Engaged teachers, supported leaders, and students who are prepared for the future. It starts with one conversation. So let's chat. Go to toolsforsuccessindy.com and click on Schedule Conversation, and let's see what we can do to help your students thrive. Now, back to our podcast.
You know, I used to tell my students when they would be in my office, because everybody thinks about success is I'm going to go be the next multimillionaire. And now we live in a world of influencers.
Yeah.
I always think when I hear that influence, do you not understand what their job is? Mm-hmm. Their job is to not make you think about who you are, rather follow who they are. But anyway, I used to say to my students, 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 4 years from now, when Mrs. Tooley is a fond memory, because I will be a fond one, and you could be paid for doing what you love, what is it?
Yeah.
Because success isn't defined by your paycheck. It's defined by living your purpose.
And the impact that you are making
Amen.
in the lives of other people.
Amen.
I think people think that it is about money. And of course, we all have a light bill to pay.
Of course.
But really, it is about when you are in your purpose, when you are impacting the lives of other people, that is what brings the money. focusing on the money may not get you there or keep you there. It really is about impacting the lives of other people. So years ago, I used to own Paint and Sip.
I remember that.
And still, because of how that experience made people feel, they're like, oh my gosh, it's so great. That is the impact.
But it wasn't about the paint and sip.
It never was. It never was about throwing paint on a canvas.
And drinking wine.
My intention was to create a space that I wanted to come to, my artists wanted to come back to, and my customers would want to come back to again and again. That was my intention for it. And so I get that there's this thing about money, and I get that, yes. And what legacy do you want to leave? How do you want to be remembered? What is the thing? What is the problem that you were specifically created to solve?
I think about, we've had several guests on this podcast, and every time I talk to one of them, I always ask myself, what is it in them that I saw that wanted them to be here? And it's exactly what you just said about your paint and sip. I remember coming there. It was never about the paint and sip. I don't think anyone wants to talk to me because of my intellect or how much I care and know about education.
Yeah.
While it drives a successful company and
Yes.
we're doing quite well with it, it's not that. It's the purpose. For me, education is a purpose.
Yeah.
And what I feel I wish there was a way, and maybe this podcast gets to be that platform of, you and I were blessed in that we didn't grow up with so much in our face at all times.
For sure.
We didn't. There was no social media.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, our lives are not. I think of my own grandchildren whose lives are being documented long before they'll have a voice to it being documented.
sure.
And I don't mean their parents are doing anything
yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
Of course, you put out your, my daughter just put out the 5-month baby pictures or whatever. But we're living in a world, and we had a situation. I was at a Garth Brooks concert way up at Notre Dame, and we were watching a couple, my cousin and I, a few rows down, and they were spatting. You just tell people they're spatting. You just see it. She's good, and she's a pointing, and he's a pointing. And she literally grabbed her camera, and she goes, smile. And for 2 seconds, they picked up that camera, they shot the picture. She went like this at him. She posted it, put the phone at it, and they went right back at him. And I thought, but students but people, humans, we're defining our purpose by what we see through this screen that is everyone's greatest moment, not their real life.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks for listening to Tools for Success podcast. What if 1 minute could change your day? A Gentle Walk, the new faith-based journal by our founder, Cathy Tooley, offers one prompt, one prayer, one small step closer to God. Start your Gentle Walk today. Learn more and get your copy by visiting Warren Publishing in the link below. Now back to the podcast.
We live in
It's
very
skewed.
interesting, because none of that is real. They call it reality TV.
It's not real. No.
But none of
None of it's real.
None of it is real.
And we've now created, I think they're called algorithms, that the more you click on something, the more you see it.
Good or bad.
Good or bad.
Yeah.
If you want to believe that a duck is good, there is enough evidence that you could click on that proves that it is.
Yes.
Or that it isn't.
Yes.
And what's scary with people struggling with their purpose is that if you don't know who you are and you don't know what you believe, other people will tell you.
Yes, and even as it relates to social media, I think that there are some really positive things
do
about
too.
social media.
I think this podcast is one of them.
Yes,
I do.
Yes. So thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having me. One of the things that I am intentional about is how my page looks. So if I get the inkling that there is some discourse, meanness,
Me too.
violence,
Me
anything,
too.
I swipe so quick.
Me too.
I have deleted people.
Me too.
My phone, all of that, because what I am taking in is inside of me.
You are the hard drive.
Yes. And so I have to be very, there's been a couple of times, even as it relates to, I don't care what it is on TV. So there have been a couple of times where my husband might have been flicking through the channels or watching something, and I would be like, what are you watching? And he would be like, you don't want to see this. Right. I go right upstairs. I don't ask, what is it? You think I don't want to see it? You are
probably
absolutely
right.
correct.
You're probably right.
So let me go right upstairs. And because what comes in my ear gates, my eyes, smell, I am literally taking all of that in.
As who I am.
Yes. And if you are taking that in, if you are not very intentional on releasing it, it stays.
I agree. I think that, I know we have to wrap this up. I laughingly say with some of our guests, I could be here literally. We have to be so conscious because it's like, I don't want these poor people to have to listen to this. But I want to go back to something you said a minute ago, which is this. If you don't know who you are, you cannot know what your purpose is.
Yeah. And that is the part that people resist the most.
Amen. Well, because it's easier to point a finger at somebody else and talk about who they are. Yeah.
It is. And so so for me, a big part of it is self-awareness.
Amen.
And so I've been thinking, Tawana, how can you teach people how to be more self-aware? Because people know what it is, but how do you know if you have it? What are some ways that you can practice it? Because being aware of when you walk in a room and the energy feels off,
Amen.
what do you do with it? Because you know how it feels when you walk in a room and the energy feels good.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
You know how it feels
That's right.
when
That's right.
you meet somebody
You
and
betcha.
they
Yes.
see you, you see them.
Amen.
What do you do when you walk into a room and the energy is off? Do you make a commitment to leave? Do you try to change the energy by being somebody who you're not? I've been there. I've
Amen.
done
Me
it.
too.
Especially
my younger self.
Yeah, and so one of the things that I thought about is how do you respond when you're triggered? Do you fight? Do you flee?
Flight,
do you
yeah.
freeze?
Yeah.
Do you fawn? What do
Yeah.
you do? Because if you can start to pay attention when somebody says something to you that you don't like, how do you respond?
Mm-hmm. And it all comes back to knowing who I am.
Yes.
And what filtration things I'm going to let in or out of
Yes.
my purpose.
Yes.
Love it. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I love today's idea of a purpose. So my invitation, as always, to you is to search for yours. And if you don't know what it is, there's someone in your life that can help you find it. Don't be sucked in by what this world tells you. Do not conform to this world. Rather be transformed by Jesus. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll see you on the next episode.